is this must be a moat. This can be a moat even if ever wanted to be. As porous as coral is, any water getting in there, it's going to run right through. No hurricane is even able to fill this up. This is his stone quarry. This is the only one he left open for educational purposes. The other two quarries that are on this property, you don't see them. They used to take up this entire back half of the property. They stretch all the way out to the street. But since they stretch out to the street, he took a wheelbarrow and a shovel and he filled them in with soil because he made a deal with the state of Florida for them to build this road. So he just went ahead and filled them in so they wouldn't have any problems building. The only piece to come out of this quarry, this L-shaped opening, is this southern wall. This was the last wall to put up within the castle. Anything you see inside of here with the spongier texture look, all the walls, the 9-ton gate, the tower, that type of rock comes from right below your feet in one of these three quarries. Anything you see with a more liney layered look, the obelisk, the crescent moon, the moon fountain in there, the Florida table, all that was moved from the first castle over here. And I did tell you guys, this type of rock is going to be found about 6 inches under your feet. You can see how close to the surface this actually is, all the way down to 2,000 feet in the ground. Yes?
The first castle is still open?
Nope, there's nothing else left. I think it's like an apartment complex now.
Oh.
Yeah, there's really nothing there. People go and they try to find it, but everything was moved over here by 1940. Now, at the end of your tour, you guys are going to get a chance to check out the tool room. You're not going to find all the tools Edward was using because when he died in 1951, he didn't leave this place to anybody. He never had any kids. So this place was abandoned for about 2 years. Eventually, in 1953, they found somebody to take over the place. It was a 26-year-old nephew out in California. They found him by the last name. Him and Edward, they never met. They called him up. They said, your uncle left you a castle. So he's out here the very next day expecting a castle. He was very disappointed. He thought it was a bunch of rocks, no roof, no electricity. He really didn't care for the place. And in this 2-year period before they found him, a lot of people, they broke in, they vandalized the place, they stole a lot of the tools. So in the tool room, I would say about 25, maybe 30% of the tools remain. I know if we had more tools, we could probably piece together a better picture on how we did this, but we are working with very few. Some of the little evidence we do have, we at least know how he's able to cut the pieces of coral and get them out of the quarries. If you've noticed these horizontal markings made inside and outside the walls, those markings actually come from leaf springs of a car. You are going to find those leaf springs on the left wall within the tool room. That is what he was using to cut, but he has to be very careful. If you're not careful, this might not break off into smaller pieces like you wanted to. This could completely turn into dust. So Everett is going to begin by wetting all of this coral. Coral then becomes a lot more brittle. It's actually easier to break once it becomes wet. He's going to break it off into large pieces at first. He's sticking wedges underneath to give himself a little bit of leverage, and he's going to go right underneath the wedges in almost a pine motion after he slides them underneath the wedges to cut out these square blocks. To do the heavy lifting, he's going to use a series of tripods and pulleys, which you will see a few of the pieces at the end of the tool room. But I hate to say, other than that, we don't know how he did all of this. So we are going to talk about some of the theories. Has anyone heard any theories about this place before I get going? Anyone seen this on TV?
Uranus.
I'm sorry. Can you expound?
It's a planet.
Yes.
He had help from outer space.
I have heard that. If you guys have ever seen the show Ancient Aliens, a lot of people are convinced that aliens came down here and helped Edward. Some people will tell you Edward was an alien himself. If you see him cut out pictures, he's a little odd looking. That passed them. They'll tell you the reason in that show, the reason this is left open, there's no roof, is meant to be seen from the sky. And inside is an abstract art piece. You will find a face in there. Some people tell you that's the face of an alien, but you know, abstract art, whatever you see, you're not going to be wrong. But I do hear the alien theory almost every day. Yes. Somebody else I thought somebody had a hand up. Yes.
Magnetism or something?
Magnetism. I have heard Edward was able to levitate these stones using magnetism. Levitation in the same way. If you've ever seen or been on a bullet train, you know, what they're using to suspend this very heavy train into the air is magnets. And when people got that theory from, in 1942, Edward wrote a pamphlet called Magnetic Current, where he's going to try to disprove gravity as we knew it. He said gravity is incorrect. Real gravity would actually be real magnets. He's going to compare the Earth to one big magnet itself, and that is a theory because the Earth's core is supposedly made up of mostly iron and nickel, so the Earth would be a magnet. He's going to tell you the reason he chose the spot, not only because the highway was coming in this area, also because Homestead is on a very accurate ley line. If you've never heard of a ley line, they're what scientists call pseudoscience. It can't concretely be proven, but supposedly all around this Earth, these megaliths are connected by energy lines. And dotted all along these lines, you will find a lot of natural landmarks, sacred sites. People also speculate these ley lines could be magnetic. So one of the theories is he was able to reverse the Earth's own magnetic force in a way to make these tons and tons weightless objects and sticking these together just like magnets. Yes.
So ley lines aren't scientifically proven?
They have a lot of journals about them, but it's not something you can like concretely see, and scientists go back and forth about it.
But also, like, a ton of, like, structures like the pyramids are on ley lines, right?
Every
Like,
megalith you're gonna find in the world is it comes from a world grid theory, thinking like you're able to tap into like different
energies.
like around different points of the world. Definitely, every culture is gonna have some type of writing about these ley lines. Like in China, they call them dragon lines. In Ireland, they're called fairy lines, but they can't concretely prove. But I know the ley lines are what birds are using to actually navigate south.
Okay.
So
But
there hasn't been a lot of research into the ley lines.
regardless, even if, like, ley lines are real or not, like, the fact that these structures are all made on, like, one straight line is, like, weird enough, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's
is.
for,
So
like,
in a
planes
way,
and all.
pyramids, Stonehenge, Coral Castle, they would all be connected on top of these ley lines. Any other theories? Any questions? Anything we might not have covered in there? Questions other than how we did it? I'm still working on that one. Everyone, sure. All right, so we are gonna head right back
Ask my
inside.
questions.
We only have about 2 more structures to see before you guys check out the tools. So right this way.
Yeah, maybe I won't be like Uranus, yeah. Can you expand? Expand on Uranus. Oh, look, the chair's perfect. Please sit on